Welcome, friends. Hello, my name is Erin, and this is Donation-Based Yoga with Erin. Really glad you're tuning in here to my YouTube channel. And before we get started, I've had quite a lot of new folks connecting through my Facebook group, studio classes, and YouTube page the past couple months. So I just wanted to give some info about how donation-based yoga works. So I started this right around the beginning of COVID as a way to create accessible, sustainable, kind of community-oriented yoga through a difficult time. And so I started in yards and parks, and those have continued until today. In the colder, rainier months, we move on to Zoom for live classes. And then I also offer a lot of classes on YouTube, as well as mini workshops for folks that want to take something on their own time. So thank you to the many folks who have shown up, made donations, that have allowed me to offer this to the community. It means a lot. It's my favorite work to do. Secondly, if you'd like to donate to support donation-based yoga, you can do so through PayPal and Venmo to Freelancer PhD. And that's also tagged in my weekly emails and Facebook posts. When I hold outdoor events, I'm happy to accept cash, checks. I'm also open to trades. So if you do body work, tattooing, other things, feel free to check in if you want to trade our services. All that said, if you cannot donate, please come. It balances out. It takes a whole community to make this type of offering work. If a monthly donation is possible, you can donate $100, $150 a month and attend as many classes as you want. That's lovely. And then suggested donation per class, if it's feasible, $5 to $20. With that in mind, find your most comfortable seat. If you're newer to yoga, that might be Sukhasana, legs crossed. I invite you to cross your legs the way that feels a little funny. We often cross our legs in one direction. And then choosing your seat here, let the hands rest down on the knees. Close the eyes, close the mouth, and start to breathe gently through the nose. Take an inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. And begin to sit tall, feel abdominal muscles engaged, just enough to keep shoulders over hips here. Soften the facial features and breathe. On the note of breath, in my classes this week, I'm focusing on the theme of movement on the breath. So we'll explore one breath, one movement, rather than longer holds throughout this practice. As we move through our flows, move through one breath, one movement, I invite you to keep checking back with your breath. Notice if and when it becomes choppy, if and when you can smooth it out. If you haven't already, begin to engage your Ujjayi Pranayama, that light constriction in the back of the throat, starting to cultivate an audible vibration. You should hear your breath just loud enough that you and someone right next to you could hear it. We'll use Ujjayi to heat up from the inside out. Take one more deep breath cycle here. In and out through the nose. And then open the eyes as we prepare to move. Bring your hands to the knees if they're not already. On your breath, start to take circles over the hips. And then reaching the back in space. Reaching the chest forward. Already here, making our first vinyasa. Vinyasa meaning to connect breath with movement in an intentional way. The next time you rock forward, switch the direction. Same shape, opposite way. And then begin to slow that down. Come back to your tall seat. Take an inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. On the breath, inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, left arm back. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. This time, inhale through center. And on the exhale, Prana Mudra, bend the elbows at shoulder height. Press the palms back in space, lift the gaze up. Keep pulling the belly in even as the back begins to arch. Next, inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, reach the hands forward, shoulder distance apart. Tense up on your fingertips for our first forward fold. Pressing back through the hips, pressing down through the fingers. Maybe drawing chin all the way to the chest as the back of the neck starts to open. 2 deep Ujjayi breaths here. Next, inhale, walk your hands back in, and then make your way into tabletop pose, coming to hands and knees. We'll start with toes untucked today, pressing the tops of your feet to the mat as much as you can. Maybe you get shins and ankles to the mat, maybe not. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Fingers are spread wide here, pointer fingers pointing straight forward. Next, inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, Marjarasana. Exhale, pull the belly in, tuck and round, Bitilasana. Inhale through cow pose, lift the gaze. Exhale through cat and round. Once more, inhale, arch the back, press through the palms. Exhale, tuck and round. And then meet me in neutral tabletop. Start to tap the tops of the feet to the mat. Make some noise. Good, and then come to stillness, tuck all 10 toes, and walk your hands back so you're sitting up on the heels. This can be intense on some feet. If it's too intense, you can bring your fingers forward or to blocks. Otherwise, pressing the full weight right over the toes, shoulders over hips. We'll move on the breath here. Inhale, lift the sits bones up, reach the arms high. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit the hips back. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, left arm back. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, sit the hips back. One more inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands, tabletop, untuck your toes. Once more, tap out the tops of the feet. And then tuck your toes once more. Inhale, right leg back, left arm forward. Deep inhale from lake. Exhale, elbow to knee, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. This time, inhale, extend. Exhale to tabletop. Tuck the toes. Send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Resist that urge to walk the feet closer to the hands. We want the same distance between hands and feet from plank pose, down dog. It's okay if heels are high off the mat. Take an inhale, lift the heels up, come up on the toes. Exhale, lower heels to the right. Inhale, lift the toes. Exhale, lower left. Inhale through center. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Inner elbows drawing toward the ears. Neck is fully relaxed here. Face is soft. And then press through the whole palm, engaging all the knuckles. Next, inhale, roll forward to plank. Lower the knees and walk the knees back under the hips. We'll take that core work on the second side. Inhale, left leg back, right arm forward. Find your balance here. On the breath, inhale for length. Exhale, elbow to knee, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. This time, inhale, extend. And on the exhale, tabletop. Send your knees wide. Big toes touch. Press your hips back. Tent up on your fingers. Wide-legged balasana, child's pose. Keep pressing back through the hips as you lift up on the fingers. Roll the shoulders back and down. And then reconnect to that rhythmic Ujjayi breath. Smooth it out. Throughout our practice, feel welcome to come back here or any other resting shape at any time. Next, inhale, press up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll check our distance between hands and feet. Inhale, forward to plank. And we'll hold here. Option to lower the knees. If knees are lifted, buttocks is not as high as the head. Drop the buttocks, long line from back of the head to heels. Keep your feet right where they are. Deep inhale. Exhale, hips back. Keep your feet where they are. That's your down dog length. Okay if heels are high off the mat. Next, inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Tuck the elbows to the ribs. And then bring your chin to the mat. Shift your gaze forward. So all 10 toes are tucked here. As the lower back arches lift up through the belly, draw the shoulders back. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide to the belly. Hover palms and knees. Keep your toes on the mat. Good, lift the kneecaps up. Roll the shoulders back. Bhujangasana. Deep inhale here. Exhale, press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, gaze forward. And start to tiptoe toward the hands as slowly as you can. See how long you can keep the palms planted. Eventually meet me in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Two options for the feet here and throughout our practice. Pick one and stick with it. Traditional feet, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Or you can bring the feet hips distance apart for less intensity in the hips and legs. And then interlace hands behind the back if that's accessible. If not, you can bring hands to the hips. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, maybe reaching arms up and overhead. Whatever arm shape you have, start to draw the weight to the toes. Spread the toes wide. And breathe. Uttanasana. Keep whatever arm shape you have. Take a deep bend in the knees. And with an inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale, release the arms, shake out the shoulders, and meet me at the top of the mat. Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll find full body engagement here. Check back in with the feet. Reach the fingers down. Tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly in. Gaze is straight forward and soft. Moving to classical Surya Namaskar, sun salutes, on the breath. A great way to build that inner connection to one breath, one movement. Inhale, palms to heart center. Exhale, shoulders back. Inhale, reach arms forward and up. Exhale, forward and fold. Right foot back. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale for plank. Lower knees as you need. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, elbows to ribs. Inhale, slide forward. Hover palms and knees. Exhale, press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, lower right knee. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale to rise, arms forward and up. Exhale, heart, second side. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, forward and fold. Left foot back. Inhale, lower left knee. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale forward to plank, push the heels back. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, cobra pose. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward, inhale. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, heart, again like this. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Right foot back. Inhale, lower right knee. Exhale, press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward. Phalakasana. Exhale, lower. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward. Bhujangasana. Exhale, back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale to rise, hips forward. Exhale, heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot back. Inhale, lower left knee. Exhale, press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, roll forward. Phalakasana. Exhale, lower. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward. Bhujangasana. Exhale, back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot back. Inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale forward, Phalakasana. Exhale, lower, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot forward, inhale. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Right foot back. Inhale. Exhale, press back. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward. Exhale, back. Left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, heart. Last side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot. Inhale. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Right foot. Inhale. Exhale forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, heart. And release the arms. Nicely done on the breath. Come back to your tall mountain pose. Fingers reaching down. Inner thighs rolling in. And then close the eyes or soften the face. Take 3 slow Ujjayi breaths here. Notice any sensations, mind, body, and subtle body that came through your practice of Surya Namaskar. Keep the breath slow and steady, open the eyes. Adding on to modern Surya Namaskar A. This is what we often think of as a vinyasa flow in studio classes, but really they're all just different forms of sun salutes. Inhale, arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, step to plank, lower on the same exhale, elbows to ribs. Untuck your toes. Inhale, feet, hips, and palms on the mat. Exhale, press back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and hold here. About 5 breaths in modern sun salutes. You can always lower to tabletop instead to give the shoulders a rest. Back of the neck hangs heavy. With time, this pose will become a resting shape. Next, inhale, gaze forward, come on the toes, and step or float between the hands, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, release. Adding on. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg up and back. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Inhale, right leg straight back. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, stack the hips. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, step through for Virabhadrasana 2. Rotate, plant your back foot. And with an inhale, rise up, arms wide. Exhale, deep bend in the right knee. And then check in with your torso, shoulders stacked over hips here. Notice if the arm pulled forward or back. Make sure you can see the front big toe inside your knee. And we'll move on the breath. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse, right arm overhead. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle, left arm overhead. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle, and hold here. That right forearm can rest on the front leg to start. Long straight line from left hand all the way to left heel. And then stay here, working that left shoulder back, turning gaze up. If you can fully turn your gaze up without collapsing the shoulder, option to move toward the arm bind, reaching right fingers down, left arm behind the back, and then reach your right fingers up and under the leg. Maybe you catch clothing here, maybe fingers come to bind. Really important not to collapse that shoulder forward. Going only so far, your gaze stays lifted. One more inhale here. Exhale, release. Cartwheel the hands, frame your front foot. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank and lower chaturanga or to the belly. Find cobra or up dog. And meet me back in downward facing dog. Deep inhale here. And on the exhale, lower to the knees. Keep your hips right over your knees. Toes are tucked. And then walk your hands forward for Anahatasana. Two options here, either forehead to a prop or the mat, or maybe chest and chin to the mat if you have the space. If you go deeper, make sure you keep lifting up through the belly, even as the back arches. Melting heart pose. This pose is named for bringing our heart chakra close to the earth. And breathe. If chest and chin are comfortably on the mat, last few breaths, option to tent up on the fingers, lifting arms fully off the mat here. Next inhale, walk your hands back in, tabletop, tuck the toes, deep inhale, exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back, bend the knee, stack the hips. Inhale, left leg back, exhale, knee to nose, crunch. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, step through for Virabhadrasana 2. Rotate, plant your back foot. And with an inhale, rise up, arms wide. Exhale, deep bend in the left knee. That back leg is active, pressing equally through both feet. Once more, check in with the torso. Notice if you pull the front arm forward or back. Stack shoulders over hips. Turn your gaze to the left without rotating your right hip forward. Right hip pulling back. And we'll move on the breath. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, side angle, right arm to the left. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle, Parshva Konasana, and stay right here. So that left forearm can rest on the front thigh. Straight line from right hand all the way to that right heel. Maybe going deeper without letting that right shoulder collapse. Gaze stays up, left arm reaching down. Maybe right hand wraps behind the back, left hand up and under the leg. Catch your clothing, catch the fingers, going only so far that the gaze stays up and that right shoulder stays stacked and pulling back. Good, and breathe. Make sure you're not holding the breath here. One more inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame your front foot, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank and lower chaturanga or to the belly. Cobra or up dog. And back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. From down dog, deep inhale. Exhale, lower to the knees, legs together. Untuck your toes and then fold forward, traditional Balasana. Arms extend back, palms up, forehead to the mat. Take a few slow rounds of breath here, noticing any new sensations from your practice of movement on the breath. If you notice chitta vritti, mind thoughts, distractions coming up, you can come back to visualizing the breath in your mind, following the movement in and out of the nose. Next, inhale, reach your hands forward, tabletop, and then step it back to plank pose. Options for knees to be lifted or lowered here. We'll take some core work moving up and down from forearm plank to plank. Try not to let the hips rock back and forth as we lower. Deep inhale. Exhale, lower to forearm plank. Inhale, press up to plank. Exhale, lower to forearms. Inhale to plank. Exhale, forearms. Once more. Inhale to plank. Exhale, forearms, and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release to the belly. Nicely done. Untuck your toes, draw your legs together, and then we'll keep the arms right where they are. Setting up for Sphinx pose, Nada Virabhasana. Fingers spread wide, forearms parallel, elbows under shoulders. Begin to press down through the palms, lift the chest up, roll your shoulders back and away from the ears. Deep inhale here. Exhale, settling in. And then if you have the space without letting hips lift off the mat, option to straighten the arms. This will deepen the back bend. To go further, walk your hands in toward the hips, only so far that hips don't lift up. Breathing into the lower back. Make sure you're not collapsing all the weight there. One more option. Stay here or move towards seal, pointing the toes toward the back of the head, bending the knees. Maybe neck releases back. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, slowly lower, extend the legs, and let the forehead rest on the palms. Take a couple of deep Ujjayi breaths here. Then bring both palms under the shoulders, tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps off the mat. We'll work on lifting up the same way we lower in yoga, elbows to the ribs. Most important to not let those elbows splay out. Begin to lift the kneecaps, press through the toes. Deep inhale, press up through plank, hug elbows to ribs. Exhale, hips back, keep the feet where they are. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good, deep Ujjayi breath here. Next, inhale, gaze forward and step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, release. We'll take one more flow through Modern Surya Namaskar B. Modern Sun Salute B adds in chair pose and warrior one. From the top of the mat. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the fingers down and up. Utkatasana. Exhale, stand up, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to plank, lower halfway or to the belly. Move through your flow. On the breath, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step through, Virabhadrasana 1. Plant your back heel. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, step to plank. Move through your flow. With an exhale, hips back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step through, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale to rise, reach the arms high. Exhale, plant the hands, step to plank, one more flow, and then we'll hold in downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. About 5 breaths here. You're welcome to find child's pose instead. Either way, visualize the movement of the breath in the mind. Find that balance of sthira and sukha, effort and ease. Next, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the fingers down and up. Exhale, stand up and release. Hands to the hips. And take a big step back with the left foot, coming to face the long edge of your mat. Turn your big toes slightly in. We do this so that outer edges of the feet are parallel. Then work your thumbs toward the small of the back. Deep inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Prasarita Padottanasana A. So we're starting to plant our palms firmly here. If your palms don't reach the mat, option for blocks or thick books underneath. We want our hands shoulder distance apart, 90-degree bend in the elbows. Notice if your elbows are splaying out, pull them in toward the ribs and the chest. And then bring your hands back, tops of fingers, same line as tops of toes. If crown of the head reaches the mat and you have Shalamba Shirshasana, you're welcome to fully invert to your tripod headstand here. If you're working on Shalamba Shirshasana, even if head is not on the mat, start to use your exhales to contract behind the belly, lift the hips and heels up, press firmly through the palms. A few rounds of breath to explore. If you do get crown of the head and palms in a nice triangle, elbows are bent, you can try stacking one leg on the back of the tricep, maybe both legs. From there, maybe bringing knees to the chest, using the core to become like a little egg, never kicking up here. Maybe legs straighten all the way up as you draw legs together. If you move toward inversion, make your way back to your wide-legged fold. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the right knee. Walk the hands to the right. On the breath, inhale, hands through center, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the left knee, hands to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Bend the knees, hands to hips, and roll all the way to standing. Heel toe your feet together. And then we're still facing the long edge of the mat here. We're moving toward Malasana or yogi squat, but we'll go up and down a few times on the toes. So turn toes slightly out, heels slightly in, bring palms to heart center. Deep Ujjayi breath here, ground down through the feet. Take an inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, open the hips, squat as low as you can. Inhale, slowly rise, no momentum here. Exhale, bend the knees, hips wide, lower on the toes. Once more, inhale, rise up on the toes, straighten the legs. Exhale, lower. This time, plant the heels, find Malasana, your yogi squat. Option to keep palms in front of you, especially if the heels aren't firmly planting. Otherwise, though, Anjali Mudra, palms at heart center. Never pressing on the knees here, but you can use the elbows to open the hips and inner thighs. Let the knees follow. Option to shut down the eyes. Explore this shape that way. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. And then you can stay here. If you have Bakasana, crow pose in your practice, you're welcome to go there now. And if you're interested in learning crow, even if you're not sure what it is, I'll talk us through it. Planting palms shoulder distance apart. Lift the hips and walk your feet about a foot or so behind the wrists. And then draw your knees to the armpits. Really need those elbows tucked in, so we don't want knees outside the armpits here. In order to catch some flight, gaze has to be 3 to 4 feet in front of your mat. Deep bend in the elbows, legs resting on the back of the arms. Maybe you lift one or both sets of toes, drawing big toes together. Deep breaths here, using exhales to contract your bandhas, those deep internal energy locks. Being patient with where you're at. Coming out if you need. Option to try Bakasana once more if you like. If you're feeling really strong in Bakasana, you can start to straighten through the arms. This will really challenge core strength. When you've had enough, come back to your yogi squat. And then bring backs of the hands together. Release through the wrists, just pushing your hands back and forth. Maybe feel some gratitude for your effort, whatever your variation. And then plant the palms, stand all the way up. Heel toe your feet together, step to the top of the mat. One more Surya Namaskar on the breath. This time imagine you're moving through something viscous like honey. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to plank. Move through your flow. And we'll meet back in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Our last down dog. About 5 Ujjayi breaths here. Really tap into that sense of rest or ease in your down dog. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, lower to the knees. Slide your legs to one side and come all the way to a seat on the mat. You like to use a blanket under the sits bones here. Just make sure it's only tucked under the back inch or so. We want to point the pelvis forward. Sometimes when we're a bit tight or we're working on that core strength, the blanket under that back inch can help to keep us nice and tall. And then either way, hands outside both hips. Not so far back that you're collapsing, but not too far forward that you're rounding. Dandasana, staff pose. Gaze is straightforward and soft. Tops of shoulders drawing down from the ears. Flex all 10 toes to the body. Take an inhale, lift the right leg any amount. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift left. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left. Exhale, lower. Take one more deep inhale, whole body engaged. And exhale, release, shake it out, tap out the thighs. And then if you had a blanket underneath, slide it aside, bend the knees, plant the feet hips distance apart, slight pigeon toe of your big toes, hands behind the body, fingers pointed toward you. Start to tuck your shoulder blades together. Next inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, neck releases back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, press up through the hands. Purvottanasana. intense east-facing pose. In yoga, our front body is the east, back body is the west. We'll hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and release to a seat. Shake out the shoulders, and then slide aside any props you have, and meet me all the way on the back body. Coming to recline fully on the mat. Our first time here, notice that almost immediate grounding down sensation, that feeling of release, ease that comes after effort. Flip the palms up, let the feet splay out as they do. And take a couple deep, slow Ujjayi breaths here. At this point in our practice, it's a good time to start using your breath to cool down the body, calm the nervous system. With your next inhale, bend the knees, plant the feet hips distance apart. We're setting up for reclined pigeon. Supta Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Send the arms wide, palms down in a T, and then cross right ankle over left leg. Flex your right toes and walk your left heel as close as you can to the buttocks. Take an inhale, draw knees into the chest. On the exhale, roll to the left side, bring your right foot to the ground, and then catch your right ankle with the left hand. Use that hand on the ankle to start to work the right hip out and away from the belly. Gaze turns to the right. And then one more option, if you have the space, you can catch the left foot with the right hand for a quad stretch. This can feel really nice if you're a runner, cyclist. Either way, both shoulder blades are in contact with the mat. And breathe. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. With your next exhale, release the feet from the hands. Send the arms wide, palms down. Inhale, roll to the back. Exhale, uncross the feet. Plant the feet back, hips distance apart. Inhale, cross left ankle over right leg. And walk that right heel close to the body. Strongly flex your left toes. Deep inhale, draw the knees to the chest. Exhale, roll up and over to the right, left foot to the ground, and then use your right hand to catch your left ankle as you start to work that left hip out and away. Gaze comes to the left, maybe shutting down eyes altogether. And if you have the space, option to catch the right foot with the left hand for that quad stretch. A few deep Ujjayi breaths here. With your next exhale, release the feet from the hands, send the arms wide. Inhale, roll to the back. Exhale, uncross the legs. And then bend the knees, catching outside the feet or legs for Ananda Balasana, happy baby. Drawing knees toward the armpits and then start to pull your feet back, stacking ankles over knees. Stay here or straighten one or both legs, rocking side to side. A few rounds of breath using this movement to add an extra beat or two to each inhale and exhale. As you lengthen the breath, with your mind, allow an active pause after each inhale, belly filled with air, and an active pause after each exhale, belly empty. We're making our way toward Shavasana, our final resting shape. Over the next 10 or so rounds of your breath, find any last movements, another asana you need, or simply recline fully on the back. And find any clothing or props you'd like to be comfortable and warm. No rush here. If you're finding movement, start to balance out both sides. Take any counter pose you need. Begin to move fully to the back body. A couple of options for props during Shavasana. If you have a thick blanket or pillow, you can place it underneath the knees, giving some support for the lower back, slight bend in the knees. You can also place it on top of the hips for a little extra weight, grounding down. As you settle in on the back, turn your palms up, stretch your hands away from the shoulders, and then let arms, shoulders, and upper back relax. Extend each leg a little further from the body, and draw the chin just a bit closer to the chest. Find your longest shape from back of the head to heels. If you haven't already, close down the eyes. Keep the mouth closed down. We'll take one round of lion's breath here. For lion's breath, we'll inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, loudly expel the air, scrunching up the face, sticking out the tongue. Preparing to inhale here. And then let go of your pranayama. Let go of that yogic breath control. Mouth stays closed, but breath becomes soft and shallow. No more effort to make. Nowhere else to be. Simply settling into the shape of integration for your practice. Coming into Shavasana, like sleep at the end of the day. I'll chant us into Shavasana with 3 rounds of Om, the universal sound of nature. As I chant, disconnect more and more from physical sensations around you. Let go of my voice and cues, and simply lie here in quiet and stillness. Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Harihi Om Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptamena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Aum. Take a long, deep inhale through the nose and a long, slow exhale through the mouth. Use the breath to come back to the body. Hold on to what serves you from your practice of breath with movement. Let go of what doesn't. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. And when you're ready, reach the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, find a full body stretch. Like you just woke up in the morning. Eventually drawing both knees to the chest, rolling to the right side body to give your nadi, energy channels along the spine, a chance to prepare to bring head above heart. No rush or urgency. When you feel ready to rise, press your way to your most comfortable seat. And we'll meet as we began our practice sitting tall. Maybe feeling a bit more ease as you ground down through the hips. A bit more length through the spine as you reach crown of the head to the sky. With an inhale, palms to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Press thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. The light within me honors and respects the light within each of you. Thank you. Mil gracias. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining Donation-Based Yoga with Erin. I'm Erin. I hope to practice with you again soon. Check out my YouTube channel for classes, mini workshops. And you can find me on Facebook at Erin Carroll. You can join my Facebook group, Donation-Based Yoga with Erin. Hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.